pallet with materials on it. Let's say you have, we won't mention anything in particular, but you have, let's say, some high-end purses. And you're shipping off 10 high-end purses that might be $4,000 a piece. $40,000 is a lot of money when you're shipping that. So you want to make sure that what's on that pallet is correct at that time. And then AWID's kind of special because what we also do is we also go all the way through the shipping, the receiving on the other end to the actual store maybe, and then that store takes it off and the store wants to verify. So a lot of times maybe those high-end purses might have a tag in them so it can read them and do authentication. What you want is you want to make sure that those things reached the destination and they are authentic. They weren't mixed up in between and somebody stole something off the pallet. So they get there, and then right through the point of sale, AWID does the point of sale side of things. So then there you have it. You have it from the beginning, end-to-end supply chain, and it's done with the equipment and the readers and the tags and the modules that AWID provides out there. So we are in a lot of different industries too, other than just this industry. We're in the security, heavy in the security industry also.
So, like, I'm in the Army, so I look into this through, like, military lens, like, in the Army, like, people steal equipment all the time. Like,
yes.
Like, recently, someone stole, like, night vision goggles from our armory, and we locked down our arms room, and nobody could leave the building until eventually the person realized that they weren't going to give up and turn them back in. So, like, how would that work for, like, in the military sense, like, in a supply room, like, stop people stealing night vision goggles, you know?
Okay, here's how I would set it up.
Okay.
And I do a lot of consulting in that area. So what you would have is in the supply room itself, you would have an antenna here, and the antenna would keep track of what's in the room because you do constant inventory. If that's tagged, you could tag it on a motion if it moves, or you could tag it if it decides to leave. So if that is adhered to it, adhered properly to that device, they're not going to leave it without damaging it. If they damage the tag, if they try to pull it off and damage it, what's going to happen is it'll go into alarm because this antenna's picking that up. The tag is no longer with it because he knew what was in that armory.
Okay.
And I've done the same in law enforcement in evidence rooms where people were walking out. Well, these antennas are placed around the facility, and it could see where the person is walking with that, and it's caught people when it got to the outside of the door. Just one of these would be at the outside of the doors and the exits. Yes. Whether it's an overhead door or whether it's a man door, anything that you see, anywhere that you see that, you'll be able to see that and where it's at. And then obviously that person would be discharged from the Army or discharged from law enforcement or whatever. But you're actually tracking that asset.